Nelson with Cascade Sports, and tonight we have Central High School Blue Eagles. We have the head coach, and he's brought two of his players on. Coach, who do we got here?
We have number 34, that's DaMarcus Hawkins. He's our tight end, defensive end, plays some linebacker. And then I've got one of the funniest guys in our program. That's Xavier Smith, number 77 in your program, number 1 in your hearts. He is an offensive line and defensive lineman and really thinks that he's a quarterback.
Oh, we just got off that dial with these 300-pound quarterbacks, 260 quarterbacks. All right, Hey, Coach, let's run it down. Run the season down. Where you're at, where you came from, where you're at, and what your last game was, and what your next game is, and then I'll give you a couple more questions.
All right, we're going into week 6. We are 1-4 right now. Had a struggle last week at St. Michael's. We only ran 30 plays offensively. They found a weakness with us with onside kicks. They kicked 7 onside kicks. They recovered 5. And they did a really good job of just running the clock down and keeping the ball out of our skills hands.
What's the score?
It was ended up to be 49-20, but it was 28-0 at half. And then we catch lightning in the second half. That's our thing. We are a second half team. And also we explode for 20. We get a 98-yard pick 6. We go down, we have a quarterback run for 47. Walter Taylor runs for 47. We score a touchdown, and we get the ball back. Throw a pass to Deontay Morton. He catches it, touchdown. It's 35-20, and then, it ends up being 49-20. This week we're going to East. It's a big week for us. It's an IL game. Anytime there's a league game, we have energy. And we've had great energy this week at practice. Kids have really refocused, bought in. They're excited. They're ready to play. Today is the best walkthrough we've ever had in my 2 years here at Central. It's fantastic.
What did you say to him at halftime?
We talked about making a decision. You have to make a decision whether we're going to play or not. And for some reason, we decided in the second half that we are fantastic. And we come out smoking. It's just what our issue right now is becoming a team that's used to losing. And that transition to a team that's getting better and winning is playing 2 halves. Once we decide to play 2 halves, we are a really good football team. And these young men have made great strides. They're really getting better each and every week. It's all yes sir, no sir. They don't hang heads. They're excited about coming out to practice. And we're getting ready to make a turn here.
What do you think they learned, Coach, from that defeat? This latest one.
I think they learned how to just to focus in and get ready. It was our first game on a Saturday. It was hot. It was 90 degrees. And one of the things that we played at Lee Summit North. And here's the thing. One of the things that we've had to realize here with the COVID situation is there is no locker room. Okay. So when we come off the bus, we're outside. We got to be ready to go. And there's no time to, go to pregame, get yourself back into an air conditioned area, and get ready to go. Other teams are doing it too. We just haven't adapted as well as other teams are. And so we have really put forth an effort this week. We talked about playing with excitement, playing with fun, and the boys have.
This program is brought to you by Black Star Group.
Have definitely risen to that occasion.
What kind of team did St. Michael's have? Where are they rated?
That was their first win on Saturday.
All right.
They hadn't played for 2 weeks because of COVID. And they came out with a really good game plan of just holding the ball, letting the play clock run down. Yeah, in that 40-second play clock, when you keep getting the that ball moving, that 40-second play clock keeps running and keeps running and keeps running. They just kept holding onto the ball and just waiting, and snapping it late, and it just shortened the game.
So who do we got here, Coach?
This is DaMarcus Hawkins, number 34, and then Xavier Smith, number 77.
Who you got on the line first?
Let's go with Xavier Smith.
All right, Xavier. Coach say you the man, you the conversation man, you the funny man. All right, let's talk about your history in sports. Let's go back to the first time you suited up, kindergarten, first grade, or whatever, and tell your story, who your coaches were and who helped you learn the game.
Oh, well, I played, first time I played football, I believe I was in first grade. I had to play up because of me just being bigger than everybody else. So I had to end up playing 8 and 9U instead of playing with the 6 and 7-year-olds.
Who was you playing? What
played
position?
With the KC Dogs.
Huh? What position?
I was playing nose tackle and guard like I am now. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
So yeah, I played with the Kansas City Dogs with Coach Dawu, Coach Steady, and all those guys down there. Yeah.
And when did you start playing? Did you play in middle school?
I did not. I didn't.
All right.
So
when did you start playing for Central?
My freshman year.
Run that down.
So I was out at Center High School. I was supposed to go there, and 2 weeks before game day, they do this little, cause they have their own district out there, and
right.
They were doing like house check and all that stuff. And they was finding out that we didn't live in the district anymore. So they said, well, you can't go here. So I wanted to play football so bad. I ended up just picking a school, and I was like, you know what, let's go to Central.
Come on down home, baby boy, down to the Blue Eagle spot. That's where you landed.
Yeah.
How's that been for you?
Oh man, I wouldn't change it. I really wouldn't change it for nothing, man. I really got, some people I can really talk to for the rest of my life.
Big boy next to you, he been in the sports game for a minute, being the dual athlete. I can't wait to talk to him, see what he's doing on the football side. So, what do you think your best attributes are?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, well.
I just threw him a little bone, but I'm on your case right now.
I think my best attribute is just me watching football a lot. Just trying to just me knowing the game a lot more than.
You saying you're a student of the game?
Yes, sir.
Coach?
Xavier wants to coach football when he gets done. And
right.
Xavier's one of those guys that you can talk to who will bring up some names. You're like, oh, you know that guy. Okay. I'm impressed.
Yeah, that impresses me because a lot of these kids be talking about I'm a student of the game. I ask them, who is Kareem? They don't know who Kareem is. Or who is Bob Hayes? Who is some of the old backs and old school? And if you play football, you should know the history of football. You should know all the greats, and you should be watching a lot of film. So, which position do you like to play best?
A nose.
What's
defense.
The difference?
Defense, you're just going. Offense, you gotta chip here. You gotta figure out what front end. You gotta do all that. It's too complicated.
So you just like to keep it simple.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
How does all that hitting down in the trenches affect you? Do you? The coach knows they fire off. Are they hitting more so than being hit?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And when Xavier brings it, you know you're playing 77. You're going to know this because he's going to play hard. He's going to be physical with his hands. And the amazing thing is watching him chase backs down. Got some quicks, not going to lie.
He got
you faster than you look.
He got some speed with him.
He does have some speed with him. It may only be about 10 yards, but it's a fast 10 yards.
What's your play been like this season? You do anything spectacular this season?
Well, me personally, I haven't lived up to any of the expectations I had for myself this year. But I mean, I have played pretty well I have played pretty well.
What kind of expectations did you have for this season, or do you have for this season?
Well, for team-wise, I had us.
No, your expectations.
Oh, my expectations. I had myself about getting 8 to 10 sacks, about 20
Where
tackles
you
for
at
losses.
now?
2.
All right.
You know, but it's we played a lot of run-heavy teams, and I don't really get the chances how I would if we had played a lot of pass teams.
What else do you feel that you excel in?
Just my strength.
Strength. You been in the weight room?
Well, due to the coronavirus, we haven't really been in there recently. But
I'm
before,
just saying in general.
Yeah.
What's your press?
Bench press. I never really maxed out on it.
Ow!
But
Now hold on a second. You came in the weight room and you saw some videos. So he throws 450 on the squat rack and buries it. No problem. Then he walks over to the bench and he puts on 275 and he's like, "Coach, is this a lot?" And I said, "Well, yeah, it's a pretty good start." Reps it out 3 times. So, I mean, with this virus, it's definitely hurt us not being able to be allowed in the weight room right now. But the kid has unbelievable natural strength. And, I'm very, very lucky that I'm going to get him to come back next year. It's just going to be fantastic. Him and Jerron McCorkle's coming back, our other guard, and then our 2 tackles are freshmen. They're coming back. So we're looking to be definitely leaning on our offensive line, and Xavier is going to be the catalyst for that front.
Hey, Xavier, with Cascade Sports being home and a student athlete, how important is your education to you?
Very, 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 very important, man. I didn't take it as serious. My first year in high school, I slacked. I didn't understand that grades really mattered for you to be able to play or not. So, I mean, I slacked off a lot. I didn't have the push. No one really pushed me or anything like that until Coach Pittel and all the other coaches came along and being really father figures in my life and actually telling me I could actually do it. But yeah, it's very important.
We went through a situation when I first got there that Xavier wasn't going to be eligible. And so I explained to him this. I sat him down in the office. I said, "Listen, we're going to treat this like a redshirt freshman year, okay? There's a lot of guys that go to college that got to sit and got to practice because of their grades. And so we're going to do that." And, it took a little convincing, but he bought in. And when he bought in, he did everything he needed to do and more. And he worked extremely hard this year academically. He made classes up, okay? He got himself back on track. And, it was just showing him that this is possible. This is possible because he's a smart kid. We just had to provide him the right environment and, having some structure around him and showing him and telling him that he could do it. He is fully bought in, and just the improvement in his GPA, just an improvement in his class attendance, just an improvement in his demeanor. And he was one of our cheerleaders on the sideline last year. Like, he was always excited, and he was very hurt when we would lose, and he'd be so mad. But now he's able to put that on the field.
Hey, Coach, it seemed like you really trying to whip that program and change, as the young people be talking about, the culture.
Yes, sir.
You're changing the culture there at Central as it relates to their football team. Xavier, do you have any college ambitions?
Yes, sir.
Talk about it. The public wants to know. And the coaches giving you this glowing review. You got another year. There's a lot of college coaches that will be looking at this interview that possibly be, "Hey, I need you to hit this guy up. I need you to check him out." Let us know. What do you want? Do you know what you want to major in? Do you know whether you want to go to a HBC or PWI, predominantly white institutions? Or what's up with that? Or have you gotten that far in your thinking? You should have.
I have. So I want to go to school for sports medicine. And I think it's pretty cool. I just like being around the game period. And I like handling stuff like that. And I don't really necessarily know what if I want to go to a HBCU or anything like that. I just want to go to a college that like fits me.
It
And,
fits
like,
you.
You know.
Yes,
sir.
That's great. What are some of the things you do off the ball field? What's some of your hobbies? Or do you have a hobby? I don't even know whether kids have hobbies now, Coach. You be dealing with kids. Do they have hobbies like when we were coming up?
Yeah, it's inside called Xbox or PlayStation.
Oh, all right. Run it down. That's the deal? That's the deal, Xavier?
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all pitiful. Pick up a Hey Coach, I'm so out of touch. You know, I used to have coin collection, try to do a stamp collection or
No, those kids don't know anything about that right now. You know, no one uses coins anymore. Everything's on a card anyway.
Hey, Xavier, in closing out, you got anything you'd like to relate to the public? Before I get the big
I'm off.
Huh?
Yeah. So look out for us next week in the years to come after I'm gone and after everybody else is gone. But, you know, Coach Pittel he's a great guy, father figure to me. Really love that man. Yeah, you know, it might not be where
really
we want to
love
be.
That man.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
how I was with my coach.
Yeah.
Cause he was like daddy, brother, uncle. I didn't like when he got to be the disciplinarian. Let me tell you this little short thing. I think I was a senior. We had one of the top track teams in the whole nation. And so, Coach, you know how you be trying to win a dual meet, you be trying to split it. So I ran the quarter mile, and I was running like 48.2 when I was in high school. And Coach put me on a team, and I told the coach, I don't want to run with them scrubs. Coach grabbed me in my collar. You nothing but a scrub. The tears came. See, coaches don't do all of that too much now, but he really let me know what time it was and who I thought I was. I hurry up and shrank and understood that I was no better than my teammates, and you do what is necessary to get the win for the team, not your damn self.
Yeah, that's one of the things that in changing the culture, we had to take this me first attitude out. And you know, I'm gonna say it anyway. Last year, my man DaMarcus Hawkins and the kid Zion Hanson, we were gonna go play the #1 team in the state. And I do old school. We gotta do grade checks every week. It's on paper when we're in the building. It's paper. You gotta get it signed by your teachers. And when it was time to get on the bus, I was like, "Where's your grade check?" And he was like, "I don't know where it's at." And I was like, "Well, you're not going." And the shock, you know, of like, wait a minute, what do you mean we're not going? I was like, you don't have your bus ticket. You're not getting on. But once that happened, right? Once that realization that there's nobody bigger than the team, that the team is the most important, DaMarcus has bought in, and Xavier has been exemplary about the team. DaMarcus is definitely, we missed him for a couple of weeks with an ankle injury. And now that he's back, the team has changed. The temperature has changed. He's one of those guys. Both these guys here are thermostats, okay? They set the temperature when they walk in the room. You know when they're there. You know when they're not there. You know when they're not there, you know the team is different. But when they're there, the energy that they bring, you know, these two are definitely the heart and soul of our football team.
I know DaMarcus brought a lot of energy on his other sport, basketball. That's where I know him from, being rough and ready up under them damn boards, crushing,
absolutely,
and boxing out. Hey, DaMarcus, welcome to the program, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know the drill. Go ahead and save my voice and get the people something on yourself.
Well, my name is DaMarcus Hawkins. Don't mind that name right there. I don't know what that is, but
technical difficulties.
Yeah. I attend Central High School. I'm the tight end and the defensive end. You know, for our football team, I'm a senior. This year, you know, has not been, not really, what I'm saying, what I had in mind, what I'm saying, but I feel like it's getting there. I wish we had more games to play, which is the playoffs, what I'm saying, but like, hopefully we beat the team that we play, and just like Coach Pittel, I told him that he opened my eyes a lot, because I just thought like basketball was just like everything, like I really thought basketball was everything, and then, just coming out the first game when we played Southeast, I was like, all right, but I had a lot of time to think, when I was injured, my ankle and everything, and when I was just watching my team play, like I just had like a lot of time to think, right? So second game, when we play, who do we play, huh? The second game, when we played Lexington, man, my mind was somewhere else, like it was like I'm about to, do it to these boys, So it's just, for like football, I changed a lot of stuff, in my life. And I want to thank my coaches, and my teammates, for accepting me, even when I wasn't there during the summer runs and the hell weeks and all the hard stuff, I mean, I paid for it.
What kept you out where you wasn't there, per se?
Basketball.
Besides your ankle, I'm saying, was your attitude or what? Give the people what's up.
Like what kept me out during the summer? Basketball. I was training for basketball, just going hard. Because like what was in my mind? Cause we was like this close to state, So like,
right.
It was messing with me. So I was like, I got to get better,
So what have you set goals for your personal season?
For football?
Have you set some goals to reach?
Yes. Honestly, become one of the top DNs or tight ends in, Kansas City. I think about that a lot.
DaMarcus, did you go across the middle?
What you mean?
Hey, running across that middle, getting popped. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah, definitely. So,
tell me this: who are you delivering the damages, or is the linebacker putting the hit on you?
Who? Ain't nobody putting no hit over you. Crazy? What you?
Is he like that, Coach?
Yeah, that's a large mammal.
Run his play down, Coach. How you see him, for our audience can see what's going on with him. And first, give your measurements, DaMarcus.
What you mean? What do you mean by measurements?
How tall are you? How much do you weigh, DaMarcus?
Oh, okay. I'm 6'1", and I weigh 250 pounds.
Go ahead, Coach. Run what kind of player he's as you see him from a coaching standpoint.
I mean, he's definitely a difference maker. It just took a little while for us, after many conversations, to understand that basketball can be your favorite sport. But at 6'1", 250, there's not a whole lot of two guards at 6'1", 250. And we know, watching him play basketball, he got the strap. So shooting ain't a problem for DaMarcus. But his gift, he is physically a specimen. If you would see his lower body, it is definitely Saquon Barkley.
I know him. I just put some pictures up on Facebook of him and another brother that I was interviewing, because I usually interview two at a time. And look at him crossing his daggone arms.
Nah, my bad.
Oh, don't do that. Don't flex on him, baby. It looked like he done gained since last year, maybe 20 pounds even.
There was definitely the COVID weight that had to come off initially. Both of my guys had to have some COVID weight come off. But DaMarcus is a difference maker. Last week, his first game back, I think he had 7 tackles last week. Definitely 11. A run stopper. 11 tackles.
Coach, he's straightening you up. I had 11 tackles last week.
11, Coach.
Yeah.
11. That's a playmaker. And last week we only played him on defense because it was his first game back. We tried to limit his action. So he didn't even play half the plays and had 11 tackles. But his difference in understanding the game now, understanding what we want for him, and what we want for him is to be able to use this as a vehicle, both of them to use this as a vehicle to get to another place. And so DaMarcus and I had a really good conversation yesterday where he understands now. He understands that this is not, you know, I wanted to play basketball. I said, you know, you're going to be at a college where you're going to be on the best intramural team around because, you know, when the football players play intramural basketball, you know, that's the squad because it's all kinds of guys who thought they were basketball players, but football made their bodies different.
Right.
His
how
body is different.
You know, when I was younger, when I was like in the 70s, all the Chiefs, a lot of the black players, they wanted to be playing intramural basketball. I was like, are you crazy? Go ahead and break your ankle or something, especially when you're a specimen.
You know, and again, with both of these young men, that if there was a situation where we could be in the weight room, I mean, it'd be different because DaMarcus has a natural power in his lower body, his thighs, his calves, his rear end. It's all power. Same with Xavier. Xavier is just a man child, and we're just wanting to be able to get these guys to a situation to where they can excel.
That play on both sides of them. Oh, he's on the end. Who's playing on the inside of him?
The inside of DaMarcus just depends on what side the tight ends are. He's got two freshmen that he's helping out with. That he has really shown a leadership role in talking to these freshmen. Like he's taking these freshmen under his wing, and that's the big step that we're making this year as a football program is that we love each other. It's not cliquish. We're not just hanging out. It's everybody's together, and that's been a great source of pride for me and my staff is to see these young men play with love. I talk about it all the time. If you really love your brother, how hard will you go for your brother? How hard will you go for your family if you really truly love them? And in the beginning, they were like, Coach, why are you always talking about love? Like, man, that's weird. And I said, no, that's just a lifestyle. That's just a lifestyle. This is like I said before, as we're training these young men to become husbands and fathers, this way you carry yourself each and every day with the love you have for your family and your teammates right now is going to better you as a husband and a father later because you're going to love your family the same way and you're going to be able to do the same amount of work. It's just going to be in a different area. And both of these young men have grasped on to coaches here on our staff. They know they can call us at any time. DaMarcus and Xavier are really close to our special teams coordinator Lamar Woodson, and he has really helped them. They've had a lot of real conversations. That's one of the things we talk about all the time is we have real conversations that involve feelings, that involve vulnerabilities.
Not that stuff.
No, we are real because we're trying to change them how they see themselves and see other men around them because until you can learn to love another man and accept that love, that just opens a huge door. And we have seen huge strides with these two young men.
That builds really championship teams. If you got talent and you got that brotherly thing, it's hard to beat a team like that because each player is like, I'm dying for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're entering that phase.
I'll die right here on the court or right here on the field. We got to have this win. Hey, DaMarcus, how does it feel you taking some of them younger players up under your wing?
It honestly feels great because when I was a freshman, all the higher classmen would just, give me advice. Even if it's hard love, it's still love. So even when I, yell at them, tell them do right, like I'm not getting on you.
Are you patient? Do you try to be patient with them?
Yes, sir. Because I know it's a lot, that comes with, understanding something that you really haven't been doing, So I understand completely, So
Xavier, do you have any young players that you trying to mentor or work with? Who's your guy that's coming up under you? The second nose tackle, the second string.
Well, so we got Zaylen and Q and Kenny. We talk a lot. They also play on the offensive line as well. So we around each other a lot, and they ask a lot of questions, and some of them they ask some unnecessary questions. But I mean,
it beats being stupid.
Right.
It beats not asking a question, and then when I make a mistake, you say, well, why did you do that? Well, you didn't want me to ask you no questions. I didn't know what to do.
Right.
So are you patient?
Yeah, very, very, very patient.
So now, DaMarcus, now that you really getting another understanding of a clearer look at football, how do you see you going to school on a scholarship?
Honestly, it's really all I want to do now. You know, like when I say I've been thinking hard. I talked to my dad about it and everything. So it's
What is
like
he
you
saying?
know,
What's Pop's talking about?
he always tell me, you know, go with my heart, go what I feel like is right. You know, and if I feel like it's people around me leading me in the right way, you know, follow. So, um, it's really all I want to do. You know, I'm gonna still play basketball, but you know, that's
Now
the style.
football, hey man, it happens like that, vice versa. Basketball players wind up being tight ends, some of them,
Right.
and that's where the money's at. I'm saying you got to go where you can get the best uh, chance to succeed economically, educationally, and as a human being. And coaches really seem like he's really up on you on this football tip.
Mm-hmm.
You doing anything on Saturday, DaMarcus?
Yeah. What?
Are you doing anything on Saturday?
Definitely. I can't wait.
What's happening Saturday?
Wait. The game is tomorrow. You know.
Right, but what are you doing on Saturday?
Saturday I'm going down to a college for a college visit. Basically, you know, a scrimmage. Look at the team, West Michigan University. You know, so that should be a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
see,
That's my
coach had
first
to be
time.
on top of you, man. Coach had to remind you where you going.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, coach. As I told Coach Foster, I'm gonna have to this week send you the City of Fountain coaches list with all the contact information. I think we got about a dozen and a half HBCU coaches with their cell numbers and all of that,
Yeah.
so that you can directly, hey, I got a stud here.
I am trying to get in a pipeline to Lincoln.
What
Lincoln
to
University.
Lincoln? Oh, all right. Hey,
Lincoln University. That's an HBCU here in Missouri.
All right.
I
Well,
mean, we're trying to get kids right there.
Two of the Lincoln players that I interviewed earlier this year. I mean, when I first started this series about 2 months ago, they're going to Lincoln. They from Lincoln Prep, and they're going down there. But I'm gonna send you coach's cell number so that you can talk to him. Because I'd love to see him at Lincoln.
I like to see both of them at Lincoln. I like to see both of them at a university that they're going to graduate from, because that's what we talk about all the time is grades, because this paper is going to change your life. This graduation, this college degree is going to change your life and change your generation's lives. You know, we talk about all the time about breaking a generational curse where you've been in this situation 3 or 4 generations and where you're at. We want to be able to make sure that they get this degree so they can change that, so they can start making things better.
Hey, DaMarcus, how does
Yes,
mom
sir.
feel about you being a student athlete?
She's excited, you know. She's very, you know, like helping, you know, because like remember when I was younger, she always used to get on me about my grades, like when I didn't even play sports. So it's like, you know, she always tell me my grades are first, you know. So she wants me to be successful.
Do you see do you see the difference in your parents' attitude once you turn around a little bit?
Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
How about you, Xavier? How does your mom? You know, because boys and their mothers are different from girls and their moms, and y'all be the apple of mom's heart. So Xavier, run it down. What does mom think about you and what you doing?
Well, you know, she always tells me to live my life. If you don't do nothing, then you know we gonna be where we at for the rest of our life. So I mean, there's a lot of people besides mom depending on me. Just just get out of here. You know, they don't want to see me here.
Come up out of the situation you in, economically, housing, and all of that. Hey, let me tell you this. See this color? Most of us come from the same place. Some of us are at the front of the bus. Some of us are in the middle of the bus. And some of us are at the back of the bus. But you know what? If that bus go off a cliff, we all going. And so we got to work together just like you do with your team in life. And I'm going to ask you, Xavier, do you have any closing words for any of the coaches, players, fans?
Oh yeah. First of all, I'd like to say, I love all my teammates. If y'all do watch this or whatever, I love all the coaches. I appreciate you for having us on here as well. And I would like to say to the college coaches that I'm a hard worker. You're gonna get everything out of me. I enjoy being in the weight room. And yeah.
All right, big boy. What you closing out with?
I would like to thank you for having me and my teammate and my coaches on this, taking time out of your day to, have us on here. I would like to say what's up to all my teammates, all my coaches that watch this, and to all the college coaches, I'm ready for the next level. Coaches preparing me, I'm disciplined. So anything you want, you can get it from me. So
I like that. Hey, coach, I got to send this to a couple of my coaches. That's what they like to hear, for sure. Hey, coach,
Yeah.
What you closing out with, baby boy?
Once again, thank you for having us on here tonight. We look forward to this every week, being able to spotlight some of these kids, because what you're doing for our community and helping these kids get some exposure is so necessary, because everybody's about, the big suburb schools, Rockhurst, Blue Springs, Park Hill South, Liberty North. But we got some real talent here in the IL. We have some really good young men who are becoming much more than just athletes. It's much more than just athletics right now for these young men. And I am just so proud of these two for their renewed spirit, their renewed dedication, the way they're working, the way they're leading. And, it is just the tip of the iceberg, and they are really going to explode when they get into college, because there's going to be some consistency there. And that's what these young men need. There's always going to be a place to stay. You're always going to have everything you need and more, because they're going to have all the academics they need, all the help they need with academics. Their housing are going to be straight all the time. And I know once they get to that next level, there is going to be just a huge change. And I'm so excited for their future, because these young men are why I'm at Central. Guys like DaMarcus, guys like Xavier, who had to be shown a way, because my pastor says this all the time. If you have bad information, you make bad decisions. Well, they've never been given good information. So they've never been given good information. How are they going to make good decisions? And we're trying to give them that good information so they know, hey, I can do this academically. I'm just because I didn't do it before doesn't mean I'm dumb. I was just lazy, right? And so showing them, the way that they can grind academically has been, a huge warm spot for me, is to see someone like Xavier fight through what he's had to fight through in his personal life, fight through what he had to do academically, and achieve that. Now, I'm going to tell Xavier something right now that he doesn't know. Okay? Xavier, you would have been academically eligible anyway, because they gave you a waiver, but I didn't tell you that. Okay? I want you to prove it to yourself. I wanted to prove what kind of young man you really are. And you showed us that. You made up classes this spring when you didn't have to, and you did it anyway because I was telling you to do it. And that's what kind of young man you are. And with DaMarcus, the situation he's in, he's playing for a lot of people, right? And, we want to try to extend the season as long as we can, so that we can get more people from his family there. And that would be huge for him to be able to have more and more family members come, because eventually we're going to play with fans, right? Eventually we're going to play at a place where they're going to let people in. And, these two young men are going to showcase, and I'm so proud of them.
Hey, Coach, it's a pleasure having you on the show. And from my perspective, being one of the only Black-owned digital media company, not just sports company, it's my fiduciary responsibility to take care of my community before I take care of anybody.
Right.
And hopefully you young men will remember that. The majority community, they have it all. The shopping centers, they got it all. So you need to remember about your community. You're coming, like I said, we're all in that same boat. And as you become more successful in life, whether it is a player, as a man, or in business, just remember to be as kind as you can, be as helpful as you can. And it's not what people can do for you, it's what you can do for your community. And Coach, are you married?
Yes, sir.
Boy, that takes.
I've been married 22
I don't know how
years.
that can be a strain on a good coach's marriage, dealing with you kids, because good coaches, most of our community, our kids have some type of issues, and you dealing with a football team with how many players you got?
We got 26 now.
Yeah. Everybody has a different different problem, and a lot of times the coaches are there spending extra time that they need to be home with their family and what have you. And I'm so happy that to really genuinely see that you guys really appreciate your coach. And so in closing, as I always close, when you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Good night.
This program is brought to you by the City of Fountains Coaches Association.